You can go first. Good morning, Coach. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Hi there.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
This is Mary Beth. She's going to be joining us today for the interview. She's a protagonist.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate your time, sir. Thank you for joining us today. Do you want to go first, Mary Beth?
Sure. One of my questions was what the factors that led to you guys not participating in the Independent Cup?
Well, obviously from a club standpoint, there was a lot going on in the off season, and the club felt it was best just to focus on putting a team together for the fall season, and that was the plan, and the ownership group executed that, and everything came together on Saturday. So it was pleasing. It was obviously unfortunate not to be able to compete in the Independent Cup. It looked like a great event, and we were envious of the other NISA teams that were involved, but we look forward to being involved the next time.
Of course. Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. And Coach, your overall impressions of the first game, you were down early in the fourth minute. And things could have gotten kind of tight there, playing at home with the fans and stuff. What did you think of the team's response after you gave up the first goal?
Yeah, well, obviously it was disappointing to lose an early goal. That's the last thing you want to do in the first game of the season, especially at home. But I said to the boys, it was what we did see was we saw a great response, like you said, and we now know that the team has character. Coming from behind, we scored a goal 4 minutes later. A great goal from Romario, one of our midfielders getting on the end of a cross inside the box. So that was really pleasing. And the boys got behind each other. Obviously, it was a mistake from Jonathan, but everyone supported him. So there was a lot of positives to take away from losing an early goal, and that I would say that was the main positives from that. And obviously going on and scoring the third goal, it was then disappointing to lose a late goal in the game. I felt we should have managed the game better, especially once we got the third goal in the 88th minute. You don't expect to lose a second goal so late on, but all credit to Maryland. They kept going, and they gave us a scare even at the end once they got the second goal with Culker's distribution. He was just a constant threat all evening, so gave us a little scare. So it was certainly a relief to hear that final whistle go.
Maybe you got one?
Yeah, and I had a question about Ozzy Ramos. He wasn't on the roster for that match, and then also I happened to catch the replay on it's Mike Kuju is the old name of it. And one of the announcers actually said the team has big shoes to fill with Ozzy Ramos. So that was kind of a tell. I don't know if he told a secret that he's not supposed to tell.
Ozzy's ready to go for this weekend. Ozzy picked up a few yellow cards last season, and we've spoken about that. So he was unfortunately suspended for last weekend. So it shows you as well. We were also missing, one of our strongest players. Ozzy's a leader, and he's been here right from the start. But Ozzy's been great in training, and he was around the locker room on Saturday, and he was a big part of the win. But we'll be looking forward to having Ozzy back. That's for sure.
That's a relief. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was going to say Atletico Jalisco had a bad influence on. I'm just kidding. I was going to say, in terms of the your new signees and some of the guys you got back, we spoke about Ozzy a second ago. Matt Hurlow, I followed his career ever since he was with San Diego Zest, and obviously Phoenix Rising. How did you guys connect with Matt Hurlow? Was it him? Was it you guys? How did it happen?
Yeah, well, we've got Dallin Cutler, part of the staff, who's local, and he's from the area. Dallin's just been instrumental in helping put all this together, and he's obviously another one who's been a part of the team. And so Dallin was great in reaching out to some of the local boys that I wasn't aware of. I'd heard of Matt, obviously, from my time at Phoenix. I think he joined the season I left. So he's played at a good level, and Matt was available, and he's been playing a lot of soccer locally. And Dallin invited him out. We invited some of the players out, and once I saw him, I mean, there was no question that we had to add Matt to the roster. we played a few 11v11 games, and in training, he just knows where the goal is. Unfortunately, he didn't get a goal on Saturday. I know he's disappointed, but he got in some good positions at the back post, especially, and he got one good header on target. They got a good block, and he missed one late on that he wasn't happy with himself. But Matt's a goal scorer, and he's also a physical presence, and that's certainly something we were missing last season. And if you look at the teams that compete in Nissa, they've all got a physical presence, whether it's at the back, in the midfield, up front, especially at set pieces. So Matt was a no-brainer to get in and add to the roster, and we're looking forward to seeing Matt scoring some goals this season.
Absolutely.
That's cool. It's cool that Dallin has such a hand in that kind of thing, because I noticed too in that match that there are several players that had played for the NPSL team, ASC San Diego. So he played there also. So there's a big connection there.
Yeah.
And then I wondered, like, you have a lot of new faces, like you at the very, right before that Saturday match. Is it tough to fold that many new players in, right before you get the season going?
Yeah, it was tough. But what we had to do was we came together quickly as a group, and there's a lot of good energy going on, but from the ownership to the players, to everyone involved in the club, and obviously the supporters that we had out there. So it was easier than you'd think, but we've put a lot of work in to getting the boys together as a group, gelling on the field, gelling off the field. We've held some off the field functions, and it paid off. And we brought in certain types of player with good character, and I think when you bring in a certain type of player, it's not that difficult to put together a team in a short space of time. And I believe we brought in, I think, 15 new players. So it's pretty much the whole roster is brand new. But like I said, we did go after a certain type of player, certain type of character, personality. And they're all technically good, good enough to play at this level. Some younger, who we've got high hopes for. Some more experienced, who we know have played at higher level. So we did put a lot of thought into it. But it was certainly going into the unknown somewhat on Saturday, playing against Maryland, who we know are a good team and physical team. And that's something that 1904 have struggled with, especially last season. But I think there was a softness that ran through the team, and at times that was the club's Achilles heel. So we had to make sure that we could match teams physically, athletically, but also be more of a goal threat. And we did that on Saturday, which was pleasing.
Yeah, you did.
And in terms of also the goalkeeper competition, I know Misha Morrison got most of the stars last season, and we saw Austin Rogers this game. Do you expect there to be like a big time competition in terms of goalkeeping, or do you have a set plan on who's going to be the starter?
Yeah, no, it's going to be very competitive, and they're all three really good goalkeepers: Austin, Freddie, and Misha, and great personalities. They're all different. Misha's louder. He never stops talking off the field. We're trying to get to talk more on the field. But great character, and I got to know him a lot last season in the spring. So I was happy to bring him back. And Austin's new to the club. Obviously, he's played overseas, played at a good level. He's a great shot stopper. He's very loud on the field, so he's quite commanding at the back there. And then Freddie's come in from LA, and again, he's played locally in LA. He's a big boy. He's got good feet, and all three of them will be competing for games, and we'll make sure everyone's featured. And they've been working hard. They get on well. They train together, and I'm sure they'll be pushing each other hard this season to start.
Awesome.
It's a good spot to have to be set up. I mean, like, that's a great advantage.
Yeah. And injuries is part of the game, and the games are going to come thick and fast, and they're very physical in this as well. So we had to make sure we were covered in the goalkeeper area, and for training purposes, it's great to have these boys together pushing each other. And it's great to have three good goalkeepers to choose from. So.
Absolutely. In terms of your upcoming opponent, Michigan Stars, I know they lost a very close competitive game against Cal United in their first
Mhm.
week. So what
Mhm.
do you? They played 1904 in the previous season. It was a pretty close game as well. The 1904
Mhm.
pulled off. What do you expect to see from them? Have you had a chance to look them over?
Mhm. Yeah, I watched the game. I watched the highlights of their game against Cal United, and they scored two really early goals. And they're going to be a really dangerous opposition for us. Um, they start the game, at a very high tempo. They high press Cal United, and they force them into making mistakes. So we need to be better this Saturday than we were last Saturday to start the game. And then they've got quality players in attack as well. Newell, the captain, he's got a great right foot. He's very dangerous in the final third. And Frank and Maric combined to score a great goal on Saturday that I think would have been a top 10 goal contender in any league in world football. It was a great goal. So they've got quality going forward. They're very physical at the back too. Mensah, I believe, is very strong at the back. So they look to control the middle of the field. They stay very compact, and they try and high press. So we're gonna have to work hard to break in that press, and just managing their attack in transitions and when they come at us. So it's going to be a tough game. They've obviously got an experienced coach as well, so they'll be very well organised. And Michigan Stars, like us all, will be looking to do better this season than they did in the spring. So they'll be looking to bounce back from last Saturday with a win against us.
Yeah. Did you want to close it? Do you have one more?
Yep, I just have one more about the play and the last match on Saturday was really up tempo. Just curious as to whether that was your plan for the future of the team, or if that you were just meeting up with what Maryland was presenting.
Yeah, so I knew it was going to be a certain type of game against Maryland. They stretched the field. They obviously looked to break very quickly. And I made sure the boys knew about their speed up front and their Colker's distribution and Cisse, I think you pronounce it, in behind. And Banjo looks to get in good areas there. So we had to be set up to deal with that. And we didn't do a great job of it in the first, I'd say, 10, 15 minutes. But second half was much better. And so I was wary of their pace and behind. So at times we sat off Maryland a bit more than we will normally. But also in terms of fitness, it was our first competitive game. So I didn't want to be too stretched when we were pressing them. So we sat off and stayed compact and made sure that we protected the space and behind our back four. But when we won the ball, we were able to break at pace and go forward quickly. We didn't keep the ball well enough at times, and we went forward too often, in my opinion. But again, we're playing at home, and the boys were full of energy and enthusiasm. So, and we created chances. We probably could have scored 4, 5, or 6 goals in the end. We missed a few good chances. So it was pleasing that we created chances, but we will look to keep possession better. We've worked on that this week. Getting used to the surface as well. It's a turf field. We've played on grass, so players are still getting used to that. We do train on grass and we train on turf, just to make sure we're ready for games on Saturdays. But we will certainly look to play high tempo and get players forward. And it was really pleasing to see Wolfgang get on the score sheet. Obviously, a fullback. Was great to get up there in the 88th minute. He's got a lot of energy and he's got a great left foot. And obviously Christian too, Schneider on the other side, he got the assist for Romario's goal. So we'll like to get the fullbacks forward and get midfielders runners into the box and play high tempo, but be better on the ball in possession too. So.
Yeah, and I guess I'll close it out here, Coach. Pretty much, there was a great energy, great fan support. Sorry, I lost my voice there in the 40th minute. I couldn't yell any harder than that. But in terms, I'll be there Saturday. Any final words you want to say to the fans that were there? You expect to see there on Saturday?
Yeah, well, it was great to see the fans in the stand and everyone involved, and there certainly was a great energy. So we just want everyone to come back. Hopefully, they enjoyed themselves and tell their friends, tell family, friends, tell everyone to come out and support the team. It's a great venue. We've put a competitive team out there in the field, so we're giving the fans something to cheer about. And yeah, come support us. Your support helps, and it helps the players play and do their best on the field. So yeah, come out again on Saturday and hopefully enjoy another win against Michigan Stars.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, Coach. Appreciate it.
you.
We'll see you there for sure. I know Mary Beth will be there. I'll be
Yeah,
there.
I'll be there Saturday for sure.
Waving
Great.
stuff. But have a great day. And
Thank
go
you.
1904. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a nice day.